Special meeting, June 5th, 2018, Bond Program Community Meetings.
Howdy and good evening. Thank you for taking the time to join us tonight for the Sims Bayou Watershed Public Meeting. It's an honor to be here with you, and we look forward to hearing your input shortly in the open house following my remarks. My name is Matt Zeev, and I'm the Director of Operations at the Harris County Flood Control District. Tonight, I'm joined by dozens of Harris County Flood Control District team members that will help support this meeting. Will the Flood Control District team members please raise your hands so the public can see you? Thank you. These team members are here tonight to help you. We're all here tonight because we want to hear from you. I appreciate your patience and respect for one another as we move into the open house portion of the meeting. If at any point in the evening people become disrespectful of one another, I will make the decision to end the meeting early for safety purposes. Thank you in advance for your consideration and cooperation of each other. I would also like to acknowledge any other elected officials that have joined us tonight. Representatives from Commissioner Rodney Ellis's office. Thanks for being here. Representative from Houston City Council Member Boykin's office. Thank you. And representatives from the City Controller's office. Thank you. If I missed anybody, please let me know and I'll be happy to acknowledge you. Who's that, Curtis? Councilmember Tatum. Thank you. The flood risk reduction needs in our county are well documented and widely known, and our flooding risks have been made more apparent by the recent extreme weather events. As you well know, flooding has always been a major risk in our region. In fact, this is why the Harris County Flood Control District was established. Originally, the Flood Control District was created by the Texas legislature in 1937. This was in response to devastating flood events of 1929 and 1935. During the ensuing decades, our mission has expanded in order to address the needs of Harris County. Today, we are committed to our mission as ever, to provide flood damage reduction projects that work with the appropriate regard for community and natural values. And we do this in cooperation with social and environmental responsibilities. We accomplish our mission by working with our partners and local stakeholders to evaluate, develop, and implement flood damage reduction plans, and then perform long-term maintenance on our drainage infrastructure. Flood damage reduction plans and projects can include modifications to our creeks and bayous to increase the amount of water they can convey, the implementation of detention basins to store excess stormwater, and non-structural mitigation tools such as voluntary home buyouts or any combination of these methods to address local and regional flood issues. Over time, we've experienced significant growth in our region, and almost half of our current population and associated infrastructure was in place before we had the understanding that we have today about how our region responds to heavy rainfall events. With more than 2,500 miles of bayous and streams and a population greater than 4.5 million people spread out over 1,800 square miles in our county, the opportunity to implement flood damage reduction projects has historically exceeded available funding. The $2.5 billion bond proposal will offer residents of Harris County an opportunity to accelerate the delivery of flood damage reduction projects that will otherwise continue to be addressed in a piecemeal approach without additional funding. By investing in our county infrastructure in this way, we will also be better positioned to leverage our local dollars to take advantage of federal funding opportunities and deliver large-scale regional projects that in some cases have only minimally progressed over time. Tonight, you'll have the opportunity to review the Flood Control District's preliminary listing of potential projects that could be implemented should the Harris County voters approve the bond election that is anticipated to be held on August 25th. Now, keep in mind that this list is not the final list of projects that would be delivered with the bond. I cannot stress that enough. Rather, this list will allow you that you will review shortly is the Flood Control District's comprehensive listing of potential projects that have been compiled over years of study, planning, and collaboration with our local partners and engagement with county residents. This is a working document. Our list of flood risk reduction projects that we intend to fine-tune based on your input and comments tonight. This preliminary list of projects represents projects that would meet the goals of the bond election, which is to both assist with recovery after previous flooding events and make our county more resilient for the future. We have included funding that would help us leverage federal funds to make necessary repairs to our infrastructure, which has taken a beating with the recent storm events. High on our priority list are construction-ready projects with federal funding partners such as the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Federal Emergency Management Agency that give the county the most bang for our flood control buck. These projects have already been vetted through the rigorous federal approval process, and our goal with these is to advance them quickly as possible to reduce flood risk for over 20,000 of our community's residents. The list also includes 100% locally funded projects in various parts of our community that may not qualify for federal project assistance, such as in economically disadvantaged communities, but where there is a substantial need for flood damage reduction work and a potential to serve the greatest number of residents. Areas that have a lower level of flooding protection as compared to other areas in the county will also receive extra consideration. The Flood Control District list also includes potential flood risk reduction projects that will be developed with input from the Harris County Engineers Office, the Harris County Community Services Department, and other governmental agencies in Harris County. As you review the preliminary projects presented this evening, please know that we need your help. To prepare an effective flood damage reduction program for our region, we need your input and recommendations. While the Flood Control District has studied flooding and drainage in our region for decades, we know that the people who live and work here have valuable local input and experiences that will help us better define and prioritize projects countywide. While reviewing the meeting materials and maps made available this evening, you may identify problem areas that have not been addressed, or you may see an opportunity for a new project to be added to our list. We need this information from you, and we are looking forward to receiving your comments and input. Please know that every comment received will be documented and considered by the Flood Control District team, and we have developed several tools to communicate with you. Our preliminary project listings, upcoming meeting dates, and electronic comment form are available on our website, which is www.hcsed.org/bond program, all one word. There will be computer stations set up behind you, as well as hard copy comment forms, which are in this room and out in the lobby, that are available tonight that you may complete here in writing or electronically, or you may complete it at home and mail it to our office at a later date. You may also call our bond program hotline at 713-684-4107 with any questions or comments. Finally, I ask that you consider sharing this information with your friends and neighbors. We invite their participation and input, as this is one of many watershed-based public meetings that we will be hosting through August. Every meeting that we're holding for the bond program will be identical in format. The focus on projects will vary based on what watershed each meeting will be held in. We hope to see as many Harris County residents as possible this summer, and we seek your participation and input. Tonight, the meeting has been designed as an open house, and Flood Control District team members are ready and available at information stations to review preliminary projects, answer your questions, and receive your ideas, suggestions, and input. In closing, I want to reiterate that your participation is vital to making this bond proposal as comprehensive as possible. On behalf of the Flood Control District, I'd like to thank you for your time, your consideration, and your collaboration with us. With that, the workshop will now begin. I will join you out in the room. So please make your way to one of the stations set up around the room. We will keep this portion of the meeting open until 8 p.m., and the current time is now 6:15 p.m. Thank you.
It's 8 p.m. and the meeting is officially over.